Go.
Okay, like I said, on Bloodshot. This is the one I showed you earlier. So I cut off that one piece. You can come in with Bloodshot with a dry rag, and you can skin most of it off. It comes off real easy. As long as you don't try and wash it out like instantly. If you try to wash that shit away instantly, like right away, you're gonna end up with a bigger mess other than letting the shit sit, especially in cold. Make sure you got cold though. If you're gonna let it sit in warm, it's not gonna work. But if you let your animals sit in cold weather, as you can see, most of that came right off. And then you can kind of come in with a back cut. Just a quick example, just like that. And see, there's no bloodshot in that little chunk right there. So now I'm going to do the rest along with that and go along and skin all this nasty shit off. And at the end, you're all going to have nice and clean meat and not have to worry about bloodshot. And I'll end up with, like, there's a shoulder roast already off the other side. So you can clean your meat as long as you don't clean it right away. Just let it in the cold air, let that bloodshot sit. So another thing with butchering, guys, I see there's the right front shoulder. Pretty clean and everything like that. You know, the hindquarters, of course, good and clean. A little bit of a bad shot on this one, and pizzow. There we go. Some nasty bloodshot. So a lot of people are worried about it right away. Oh man, you got to clean it, got to clean it. I've had some nasty cold temps this week. We were even down to like -7 or so last night. I don't even think we've made it above 20 the past week, and I've been letting it sit in the coolers. So it's been nice and cold. And this stuff will come off nice and easy. Let that bloodshot sit for a little while. Everybody worries about it right away. I'll show you how clean I get it on my next video, but you'll be surprised how much of that stuff comes off. As you can see, you can just like that, man. When I go to butcher, all that shit's gonna come right out of there, and you won't even know it was there. All it is that blood is leaking in between the tissues. So when you're breaking down the shoulders and all your meats and making your steaks, you got to cut across all those muscles in anyways, and you trim. So if you got really good cold temps, don't be afraid to let that bloodshot sit just for a little bit. Y'all may think I'm going to be crazy, but I've never ever had a complaint on my meat. Everybody says it tastes wonderful. So just make sure you're trimming the junk shit off. And that's the main thing. Okay, so butchering. Knives. Knives are the shit. I use all these for boning. Boning knives out. It's got a good handle, is always good to have. And I use a Cutco knife for my staker. And my wife loves real thick steaks. So, like I said, man, knives is the shit. So, make sure you have good knives when you're butchering, man. That's the main thing. Like I said, and then, like I said, see there? Trim everything. Trim everything. The doggies are gonna love me for those. But that's the main thing, man, is make sure you have good boning knives. These things will go forever. Make sure you have a good steel, because you're gonna be using that quite a bit. So yeah, another butcher tip. So really good thing to do when you're staking. Right now, it is so goddamn cold out here. Like, oh, I am using outside right now to flash freeze. And wow, it works great. Flash freezing is so good when you're staking. So, just a quick, as you can tell, that thing is pretty cold, and it just cuts a lot easier. So I'm trying to do this one-handed, by the way. And it comes out, as you can hear. So it's still somewhat, I mean, it's not fully frozen, but it's good and cold. And you'll find when flash freezing your meat like that, if you don't want to, I mean, like outside it's like, I don't know, 5-10 degrees maybe at the most. That nice stainless steel deal that I have for steaks, just throw that out there outside. It'd maybe be sitting outside maybe 10 minutes. If you don't want to do that, you can throw it on a cookie sheet and throw it in your freezer if it's, you know, warm temperatures out and you're butchering. But flash freeze your meats is so much easier for staking. You get good consistency on the thickness of your steaks. So use that freezer, man. It's not going to hurt yourself to throw it in the freezer and flash freeze it for 5, you know, maybe 10-15 minutes. Gets it good and hard, and you get a good consistent cut. So try using it, man. You'll be impressed.